everybody. It's your girl, the one and only Teresa Be Free. And I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to Free's World with your girl, Teresa Be Free. Listen, I count this an absolute honor and such an astute privilege that you would take time to come and hang out with me in this third episode of Free's World in this brand new season. Listen, I have been having an amazing time having an opportunity to talk with you all and engage with you in conversations that are geared towards impacting your life in a positive way for the good. And I shared with you last week that I felt like some of these initial episodes in Free's World would be story times. And I'm sharing these story times because the intention is to impact the lives of all of those women and all of those men who are in positions that um, I once found myself in. And I want to give you so I want to share some wisdom with you. I want to share some life nuggets with you that I believe will help you learn how to make decisions that are difficult, but in the end, they will be decisions that are going to impact you and jump shot you into the next phase of your life. So last week I talked about surviving infidelity, survivor's remorse. And I'm going to share another story with you on today that I know is going to help a lot of people. And so I've entitled this one, The Day That the Other Woman Messaged Me. That's right. That's what I said, y'all. The day that the other woman messaged me. And I want to go back to the beginning, the first episode of this season, where I let you all know that we will be doing 12 episodes for this new season. And this is episode 3. But I shared with you at the beginning of Freeze World this year that I am in a completely, absolutely new space in my life. And it is a place of healing, being healthy, and whole. And in that conversation with you in the first episode, and I think I touched on it last week as well, but as I prepared to bring these new shows to you, I had taken some time to look back at the older shows that we put out back in 2021 when I first started the channel. And I discovered that I am yet not the woman that I was back then in 2021. And I also made a mental note, and I could see it that I was still holding back. I was not given my absolute truth and or experience. And so as we move forward in this last half of 2024, it is my intention to, as I just shared, to give you information and give you things that I know will bless and impact your life. And I also, the other thought was, is I didn't share my whole story. And so I felt like this time around, I needed to share my story the way that I really felt and feel now. But the difference is that this time in this season, when I speak, it's coming from a healthy place and not a bitter place, because I need to give you good things that are going to help you. So in this episode, just gonna give you a little insight into the day that the other woman messaged me. And we talked about infidelity last week, and as you already know, I was once married, not once but twice. but the second marriage was the longest. And when we started out, it was good. However, in hindsight, I do see some places, and we addressed red flags, but I do see some things that would cause me to take pause now. And if I knew what I knew back then, if I knew what I know now, if I had have known it back then I would have made an absolutely different decision. However, I went through what I went through because I needed to go through it for you. So, ashe on that. So, in my heart of hearts, I was in a relationship with someone who was not faithful to me. And that was a hard thing for me to accept initially because at first I thought it was me. But I came to the conclusion quickly that it had nothing to do with me. And I've already shared with you that those who walk in that offense, it's just a character flaw. And this person really is not built to give you what you need in order for you all to sustain in a healthy relationship. I also came to the conclusion that there were some things that I was lacking and I was not able to give them either. However, it does not give excuse to the behaviors and to the betrayal that took place. And so I went through the first episode, during my pregnancy, finding out after I had my daughter, and moving forward down the line, um, it happened again. Now I don't know how many times it happened, but it happened. And so in this particular story time that I'm going to share with you on today, this is the day that the other woman, and that's what I said, the other woman, messaged me. Now, the first time it happened, it broke me. My heart was crushed. And it took me to a very, very, very dark place, a place that I never thought I would have ever experienced. However, I walked through that, and I got through that, and I began to work on me, if you will, and get some things within me right. But I was still hurt and devastated, because the way that this thing played out was just absolutely atrocious. And so I got through it. I still was not at the place, obviously, where I wanted to leave because I stayed. Now, I know for many of my sisters out there, my women out there, and even some of the men, some of you are like, it would never be me. However, you can never say what you can, what you will and will not do until it happens to you. Does not give excuse, but for me, that was what it was. I stayed a long time, and so here we are in another year down the line, and I got a message one day. And this message was from the other woman, and she clearly wanted to let me know that she had been seeing the person that I was married to at the time. And boy, what an eye opener that was. Now, remember, I highlighted last week about the importance of having boundaries. Clearly, there were no boundaries that were established in this particular relationship with this person that I was with. It was too free flowing, and there were not enough levels of accountability, if you will. And so, at any rate, get to the point. I got a message, and this woman wanted to let me know that she had been seeing the person that I was married to, and to so I'm already devastated but to add insult to injury and to pull a wound completely open with both hands, ripping it, pulling the skin away to make it worse, this person also wanted to provide pictures for me to see to solidify the information that she was giving unto me. My. What a tangled web. What a tangled web that was woven for me. Now, I must tell you that I was completely and absolutely devastated. Completely and absolutely devastated. I know what I felt the first time, but this second time, because in my mind, I was thinking, uh, I obviously was Lulu indeed, but I was thinking and believing that we were in a different space, only to find out with this information being thrown in my face, it never was whatever I thought it was. Can you imagine? Are there some ladies out here who are listening to me talk that can identify with what I just shared? Are there some men out there who may have walked through this as well, and the other man may have reached out to you? I don't know, but who does that? Who does that? Only somebody who really feels like, because of the other party, that they really have um, a foundation to stand upon, because they feel like her and him are going to do whatever it is that they've been talking about. So here we are with this information, and I'm just blown out of the water. You talk about somebody that was hurt. You talk about somebody who felt like her whole world was crushed again, but this time it was crushed, it was annihilated into nothingness. It was just like, oh my God, are you so for real? That's my saying now. I get it from my daughter. But it was like, it was a moment of like, oh my God, are you so for real? You're going to do this again. And this time, instead of you being a man enough, a man, and telling me this is what you're doing, this is how I have to find out. And when I go to present the information to them, there's no way in the blue moon that you can deny anything, because you're cold busted. You are cold busted. So it is in this moment, it is in this space of time where I finally make up in my mind, as women do, that, you know what, we're done. And so now I got to figure out, how am I going to get this thing done? How am I going to make it happen? How am I going to continue to exist knowing that this is the reality of what my life will continue to look like with this individual, along with all of the other chaotic turmoil and inconsistencies that I was dealing with. So the woman messages me, and she tells me what she feels that she needs to tell me. And the intention is to put a dagger through my heart, so that I would leave, so that they could officially be what they said they were going to be. And I'm broken. Now I'm broken. I told you with the first one, that began the process of breaking me. Well, now I am absolutely and completely broken. And I have begun the processes of checking out. I'm checking out, because this is not it. This ain't that. whatever I thought it was, this is not that. And I got to do something that's going to be better and beneficial for me because I certainly do not deserve this behavior. Am I perfect? No. Are there things that I can work on and continue to work on? Yes. But there's no point in moving forward when it is not the two walking together. So, I'm broken, I'm busted, I'm disgusted, I'm going through all types of shit, I'm going through all types of chaos, I'm going through all types of turmoil. And in the midst of it all, I'm a business owner at the time, that is pretty well known with what I was doing with my business and in the community. And this individual, was esteemed, with what they were doing also. However, there were huge character flaws that this person was not able to sustain himself in. And so now I got to make some decisions. I got to figure this stuff out. I got to get to a space, and a place in my life where I'm doing some things that are for me, because that is just too much. I often wonder how many, and I don't do this anymore, but sometimes I wondered what other opportunities were out there that I was unaware. And some of the things that you go through and that you experience when you're dealing in a situation like this is shame. I was completely ashamed. Number one, at myself. Number two, for not knowing better. Number three, for having my head up so much in the clouds, when it came to interacting and dealing with this person. Because again, the things that I went through with them, because I thought they loved me, I didn't think that they would treat me in the manner and in the fashion that they did. However, I was obviously wrong. So I had to begin to make some hard decisions, because the other woman clearly has made it loud and clear that it is what it is between them, no matter what this individual may try to say, do, or act. And so, it swept them off of their feet as well, because they were not expecting this individual to do this. And now here we are. Your wife knows, she's found out, and she's done. And it's only just a matter of time before she finally says, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And eventually that time came, because this circumstance and this situation caused me to look at this individual in a whole different light. But there's that saying, the abusive woman syndrome. It doesn't matter how many times people in her family or close friends try to talk this individual out of, you know, not dealing with this person anymore. It doesn't matter how many times that you do it, because your efforts are futile. The only way that she or he, for that matter, are going to leave is when they feel in their heart that they have had absolutely enough and they're not going to take it anymore. And so that is the space and the place that I eventually had to get to in order for me to finally make those steps to move forward and make hard decisions for myself. Because in the midst of it all, I'm dealing with this individual, and I know that they got their thing going on outside. And I have this business. I'm trying to run that. I'm trying to keep on this mask, this facade, but I'm dying inside. I am absolutely dying inside. I am absolutely depleted, but I keep going. And really, what was fueling me to have the to have the success that I was having in my business is because that all of that stuff that I was going through was giving fuel to my voice to be so prolific in a time and in an era where I was living in hell quietly and nobody knew, because every time you see me out and about, I always had a smile on my face. I was always the one that was encouraging others. And I remember having conversations on the air with people, and different topics and subjects would be coming up with the guests that would be on my show and on my TV show and on the radio. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, this is me. Oh my God, this is me. Oh my God, this is me. Or people are contacting me because they're dealing with stuff, and I'm giving them, helping them work through whatever it is that they're trying to work through. And then I'm saying to myself, girl, this is you too. When are you going to take your own advice, coach? Yes, yes, yes. So the day that the other woman sent me messages along with pictures to confirm and affirm what they were doing, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And so the wheels began to turn, and I began to plot and plan in my mind how one day I would make this thing be, and I would decide finally to walk away. And so, one of the things that I learned about myself in closing is that I am a very patient and resourceful person. And I learned that when I make my mind up about something, there is no turning back. And so, that if there was anything that I could give you as a takeaway on today, it would be this. And I want to hear back from you. I am encouraging you all to begin to communicate with me again down in the comments. I need I want to see and I want to engage with you all in conversations that matter down in the comments section within our collective. But if I was to give you that one thing today to take away from my story time, it would be this. Oftentimes we think that this is how it's supposed to be, and I'm just supposed to take it and accept it. And I'm here to call you out on the carpet right now. I am here to tell you in your face that no, it's not. No, you are not supposed to take it. No, you are not supposed to accept it. If it's not building you up, if it's not supporting you, if it's not loving you in the way that you need to be loved, baby, you need to leave that thing alone. You need to leave that person alone. You need to leave that situation alone. Alone. It is much, much better for you to be alone than to be alone in a situation that's doing nothing but sucking the very life out of you. How long do you think you can sustain like that? How long do you think you can keep your mind right? You can't. You cannot. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's true. So, if I were to leave you with a thought on today, that would be it. It's time to put you first. It is time for you to prioritize the livelihood of you. You deserve so much more. You are living beneath your privilege when you allow yourself to be in a relationship with somebody who obviously does not care about you as the woman or the man whatever the dynamics look like, because they keep doing what they're doing. There's a saying that actions speak louder than words. And I'm here to tell you it is the absolute whole and complete truth. Because even though I heard words that could make me feel like this person had changed and that they were forever sorry, their actions spoke completely opposite of what they told me. So believe them through how they act, believe them through how they conduct themselves when it comes to the dynamics of the relationship with you. You are special. You are somebody who is kind. You are somebody who is important. So today, if this message is for you, I want to encourage you to make your decision and walk it out, whatever that may look like. And this conversation, it may not just be in a relationship, it could be in relationship with your job. It could be in relationship with what you're doing for a living. It could be a relationship in the fact that you keep making a decision to not move forward with your life in doing a particular thing because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, because somebody in your family expects you to continue doing what you're doing, but yet you are not happy from within. You are guilty of cheating yourself out of a life that was destined and created for you to live. So, with that being said, oh my God, I want to hear from you all. Is there anybody out there that can identify with anything that I've shared with you on today? I want to take this opportunity and say thank you to everyone who views this episode in Freeze World, because you have given me a space and a place to be open and vulnerable with you. You have allowed me to give voice to some of the things that I was holding back from sharing way back then. And I just want to say thank you. And that's part of the reason why my name is what it is because I'm free. I'm free from all of the things that had me bound, that were holding me back, that were preventing me from finally being in this space in life where God, where spirit was calling me to be, so that I could be a vehicle of healing and blessing to so many who are called and attached to me. I want to say thank you for giving me a space to be vulnerable and open with you. And just know that anything that I give you from this day forward, moving forward, is all to build you up and to edify you. Okay? So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Freeze World with your girl, Toresa Be Free. I need you all to do a couple of things for me. It's like three things, and it's really, really simple because the objective, my intention is I need us to go and grow together and be a blessing to so many who are just like us. I want us to get to 10,000. I want this channel to get to 10,000. We're at 101 the last time I looked at it. So we have what? 9,998 more to go. I want you and I need you to do me a huge favor before I go off of the air. I need you to go down below on this screen, in this YouTube screen. I need you to like, click, push the bell. I need you to like this video. Number two, I need you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Number three, I want you to share this video because I know y'all know somebody. I know y'all know somebody that needs to hear the message that I just shared. Somebody you know needs to hear the story time that I just shared. So share this video. And then lastly, drop down in the comments and talk back to me. Let me know what you think. And even if you didn't like what I said, you can share that with me as well, because I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. I appreciate objective thought and absolute, whatever a person's absolute truth may be. So that's it. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. And until next week, put a smile on your face because somebody needs to see them pretty whites. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.